the Terrorblade is going to be their win condition for sure. Like this hero doesn't, you can't fit this hero on a support role. So they're saving their last pick for the supporting core. The reason why you would do this is, if you think about it, the supporting core needs a good start so he can rotate and help the other heroes. So even if you pick the TB here, say you have a shitty lane, right? You can still recover. You kind of want your teammates to have the better game, so they can make space for you, if that makes sense for you. So you prioritize their farm more than your start.
And then the Underlord pick that I know you haven't exactly been the biggest fan of at times.
Yeah, but this pick is fine right now because they're picking after they see the core. Underlord is great against Terrorblade in the laning phase and in the game.
Is it enough to swap the lanes where you put the Terrorblade up against the safe laner?
Not really though. I think he still be able to farm. I don't think he'll get bullied so much until to the point where you can't even lane. That's not that kind of lane. So I think overall, I mean, they could try to lane the Underlord to secure the Terrorblade lane with the Dark Widow, Oracle, Terrorblade, and just leave Pango on his own device. Pango there can try to survive the lane, pull away, use Swashbuckler to escape and run around. I could see it possible. And Pango doesn't really need too much farm, He can function as a hero just by acquiring levels and with minimal farm. So right now, EHOME wants to decide whether do they have this carry DP or mid DP or mid laner, or they're just gonna pick another carry to deal with this Terrorblade. I mean, Warden is like he has been a counter towards Terrorblade for some time. While teams have been using Warden, but using the bubble to deal with Terrorblade. Usually TBs would have to buy Blink Dagger to deal with the bubble, which is an unconventional item on Terrorblade. The other heroes that can match well with the Terrorblade are PL, Morphling. Ever since they changed Reflection, PL matches very much better against Terrorblade.
With the draft that they have right now, is it safe to say that Lina is the 4, or is it still just that open based on the matchups?
It's open, but I think it should be a 4. I think they should just pick a carry right now. Otherwise, they won't have enough firepower. I mean, I'm liking the PL because PL is going to have a good lane, and PL is great against Oracle and Dark Widow. Those two heroes kind of suck against PL. And Pangolier cannot pressure PL in the lane, so everything is great for PL.
10 seconds remaining.
In the team fights, you just need to burn all Terrorblade's mana, and he can't use Sunder, and you should be able to outlast him in the fights.
PSG.LGD Drow Ranger.
So this is a completely different direction. They want to end the game with the Death Prophet and Underlord. Very fast-paced game, and Drow Ranger is great against the Pangolier. The Silence is also great against Oracle, Dark Widow. Just still a very solid pick overall. So Underlord's gonna be their meat shield. You buy all the team items, the Crimson, the Pipe, the Mag if needed, and they're gonna try to look for early timing to end the game. It's like 20-25 minutes, 30 minutes tops. And LGD is gonna need like a hero that can defend the towers right now. They have no heroes that can defend the towers. Quas Wax Invoker? Is that the tower defender?
So mid Invoker, safe lane Terrorblade, off lane Pangolier, 4 Dark Willow, and 5 Oracle.
And if you look at the lanes, I think Dire is happy with top lane. They have Draw and Bane against Pangolier and Willow. They should be fine, and I think they should be able to outfarm that on that lane. Oracle Terrorblade against Underlord Lina. That lane as well. Again, EHOME is going to be happy with that lane. They should be able to get a lot more farm. DP and Invoker, I'm not too sure. I know Exalt Invoker beats DP, But if you go Exalt Invoker this game, it's gonna be way too greedy with the Terrorblade. So if he goes Quasvex, you're gonna lose the lane against DP. DP should be able to have a small edge in the lane in terms of getting last hits. So with that in mind, I think overall I'm backing EHOME for a sweep here 2-0. I think they have the easier lineup to execute, and LGD has a harder lineup. Even if they go for a Quasvex Invoker, which is less greedy, which is what they need, but they have trouble in the lanes.
So is this the daily utter certainty call we get from Winter? Or is the percentage not high enough?
We have to do it once a day.
Yeah, I think it's become a thing where we need to have one certain pick. But we'll see. I like this. I've not seen this Drow set before. Have I not?
You're such a turn off. After talking about the certainty and then you go to the Drow cosmetic. It's such a big jump away from the...
Well, I needed the answer quickly from the utter certainty, and the hesitation gave me all the answer I needed. It wasn't that immediate. Yeah, I'm gonna go for EHOME, utter certainty. I'd be hearing the Skywrath Mage in my head. It was that little hesitation. I feel like you're at like 75% here.
Get out of here, man. I gave you all the reasoning, and you say I'm at 75%. I explained everything to you,
Seconds to battle.
and you're not happy.
I wanted the
Alright.
Skywrath Mage line, I feel like that's just me. I was looking from the Ghastly Eerie.
It's like a poem you can recite every time you see me trying to predict a winner. Every time.
I'm sorry, I'm just giving you a hard time.
The battle begins.
Don't worry, I have 2 lives. I'm Wraith King. I can take the beating.
Oh, thank God. I don't wanna mess it up here, Oof. My ISP. Jesus. So Chalice, are they gonna make the lane swap? No, it doesn't. We're finally getting a chance to go. What's your favorite thing to have in America before we really get the ball rolling on this game?
What is your favorite thing to have in America?
I mean, I'm in New York, so it's pizza. I feel like that's a staple.
Are you a
where I
man
live.
that believes in putting putting pineapples on your pizza? Just tell me yes or no. You have to make this.
I can't believe you'd even suggest the idea that I would ever put pineapple on my pizza.
It's quite common in Malaysia.
Well,
We call it the Hawaiian pizza.
that's what it's called
the
here.
hot-
It's just I can't believe you'd have such a monstrosity.
I just wanted to test you out whether you are a true pizza guy. The moment you say yes, you love pineapples on pizza, I know you're not a true pizza guy.
It's
you've passed the test, Bkop.
It's the one thing I'll teach you in a game of Dota is the pizza trends. It should not be pineapple on pizza. I mean, you can
So
get
how
some.
are the lanes going? Let's go back to the lanes. No more first blood.
They get
The more
themselves the
you
first blood.
The more you feed, the closer you get to the pizza party. I have to be careful.
But no, the pizza party is not good pizza though. So you are getting pineapple pizza when you get the pizza party. Yeah, that's what it should be.
So it's a Quasvex Invoker in the mid lane against DP. So as I expected, DP is leading the CS. She has a couple more D9s right now and a couple more last hits. She should be able to keep this a 6-4 to 7-3 lane for him. Quas-Flex Invokers usually will struggle to get some last hits early on because of the lack of damage. And top lane, Underlord so far is doing really well against the Terrorblade. Lina is just out harassing the Oracle. And bot lane as well. Drow just killed the Pangolier for first blood. So all in all the lanes are
Put it out.
going pretty good.
And this is looking more towards a fast-paced game here from EHOME with this Drow and Death Prophet. Because once you're hitting 6 on the Death Prophet, you want to go. You want to use your Exorcism, take objectives, right?
I'm getting in your head, telling you that you passed the test. Now you're talking about a fast pass game. GG. But yeah, they want to play a very fast-paced game with this tricore setup. Push towers, stop Terrorblade from farming. But bot lane, Y is gonna be in some trouble. Disarmed. He has a stick charge. Sleep.
He's got the Nightmare, and now Old 11, he
Nice.
ends up being the victim. Innocence dies afterwards, but Sylar unable to finish off
I think
this
she's-
Dark Woe.
He actually shouldn't wake himself up though. Like if he forced the wheel to wait till the nightmare timing is over to right click him, because he needed 2 more seconds before he had another brain sap. He might have been able to turn that around. But not the biggest deal. He traded his life for the core, so he's here to bring items for your dear Drow Ranger. Second Wave Man and a magic stick. And looking at the CS, Invoker's trying his best to keep up, but now he's 1 level down because of the denies.
Ooh, Bane
And
again,
bot lane,
taking a lot of damage. Nightmare trying to survive, but Old 11 and FY they are unable to track down Innocence.
Yep, he has a salve. That's very, very important when you're playing heroes like Undying Bane, that you start with a salve, you know. It's
Ooh,
very,
Old
very
11
important.
split shot? Just not enough. Able to pop the salve himself.
Bounty
So.
runes! Bounty runes! Oh. Bane?
Money to burn.
They're focusing a lot of attention on Innocence.
Yeah, that's what he wants. He doesn't want you to touch the draw. He wants you to spend mana on him. So here comes the rotation. Oracle's actually going towards bot lane. He feels like they don't really have much kill potential on this DP. So he wants to move down here to kill the draw. I think this is the best move he can make right now. He doesn't really want to stay top anymore against this Underlord. Nothing much he can do there. And he could make a difference at bot lane with that extra Purifying Flames. Neither supports wanting to move towards middle.
Ooh, Drow. One shot. Sour getting the kill, or getting killed there by X Nova. Innocence comes over to brain sap Old 11, so it is a trade with Jinkyu making the rotation, potentially getting
Yes,
a kill here
boots.
onto the Oracle. And you've got the extra movement speed, you catch up, the LSA comes out, but the Fortune's in. Not enough to kill off Jinkyu, the right clicks won't be enough either, as Jinkyu finally gets the kill onto this Oracle. And a Courier one shot, and Innocence gets the kill on it.
Yep, great start here so far for EHOME. That death on the Drow is, I mean, it's gonna annoy him a little. He really wants to get to level 6 as soon as possible. But on the bright side, when you're playing Drow, you kind of would prefer your teammates having a better lane compared to you. We see a teleport from the Oracle towards mid lane, trying to relieve some pressure that the DP is putting on the Invoker. But so far, so good here for Radiant. And Dire needs to try to... They have to try to kill bot lane. Yeah? I think that's the only lane they can kill. Like, the DP is like very, very difficult for them to take down with the Spirit Siphon. But Oracle's gonna try here. It seems like he wants to rotate towards the mid lane, but I think the chances of killing is pretty low here. And DP is gonna go back to base. He senses something around bot lane. The supports are missing, so he just goes back, refills his portal. Good game sense here. And Underlord knows he's safe at top. Right? They can't really kill him, so he's playing very aggressive in the tower.
Should have a pretty quick Vanguard.
DP is moving to top, so giving Lina the mid lane to get XP. I think this is a brilliant. It's a very good rotation. If he gets to kill TB and get the tower.
Pin Malice comes in, nothing to say, putting some pressure on to Chalice with the help of Faith Beyond, who's now sitting without mana, but he's got the Soul Ring available in 2 seconds. And Tornado EMP comes in, Chalice on the run, TP's out successfully, but this is the tier 1 tower basically dead to rights.
That's a pretty important move there by Invoker to save the TB though. If the TB dies there, that would be really bad for him. Oh, gets the deny. Nicely done.
Has been denied invisibility.
But still losing the tower means that Dire can now invade this area to pressure the Terrorblade. So
Innocence.
bot lane, Bane goes down. But yet again, like Bane is not the hero that you want to kill.
Jinkyu
Lina's gonna be
nearby,
able to land.
misses
Oh,
the
they have a
LSA.
sentry.
Yeah, they should be able to get this kill now onto the Lina. The LSA misses again, and Old 11 grabbing a double kill there on both the Bane as well as the Lina. And not much that really Sylar could have done in that situation. He threw some shots in, but 3 heroes there that had a lot of control.
He's level 6, this is what he wants. He should be able to start jungling whenever he wants to right now. Or they could wait for the DP to make the next rotation. I think for the bottom bounty runes, he should come bot to fight. His ulti is 1 minute cooldown. Yep. The bounty rune should be the time for him to move down. So I think Lina can hold here for the time being. DP can start to move. Fight for the rune. Draw Rangers in a bit of pressure here. Curse.
Yeah, Curse Crown. Sylar, he's safe for now, but they've got the Shadow Realm Strike charged up. FY gets a huge hit on the Sylar. Rolling Thunder committed on
level
this, but they've
6.
already got the Salve, so Sylar needs to get into the trees here and avoid any damage, but there's the sweep coming in and now pulled off, but the Fortune's End comes in. X-Nova gets the kill on a Sylar. Rotation from Jinkyu, disarmed, and the TP out. X-Nova, he's safely gone, and, well, that's the kill that they came for. The question is, can they get everybody out successfully? FY now surrounded by Innocence and Jinkyu into the Shadow Realm once again, looking for the TP out, but the LSA hits, and now FY the one in trouble as they'll grab the kill.
Oh, outpost. Dire's trying to get 2 outposts. Did he get it on time? No, 1 apiece. Outpost controlled by Dire, outpost controlled by Radiant.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
But all in all, I think Dire is pretty happy being able to kill the Drow there. Like, it was a pretty clutch sleep by Y on the Bane, but it wasn't enough to save the Drow at that.
Radiant's bottom tower
So Drow wants to be here right now. So Underlord should be the one moving bot to hold to defend the tower. But instead, they are not going to defend the tower. They're going to move to trade the middle tower, which is the more in the game, the mid tier 1. So once again, Radiant here, they are able to get a better trade.
Radiant's bottom tower is under Dire's middle tower. Radiant's bottom tower.
And this time, Invoker unable to get the deny on that one. Truthfully surprised he was able to get the deny even on the one over towards top, because they were pressuring that one heavily, and I mean, they knew that the Invoker was going to sit there, but they didn't put any pressure on him to try and make sure that they were able to secure the tower without the deny coming in.
Well, outplay. All I can say, that was outplay.
It was a
I
good
mean,
job.
you don't really expect, you don't really expect Invoker being able to deny the tower. So right now, Underlord is here in the dead lane. The supports are not going to be able to farm much. Like I said, this is a tricord setup, so they should be looking to move around. Like the Bane is going to like try to set up kills, so as a Lina. And nothing to say, is in a bit of a bad spot here. Tornado, he's up, so doesn't have a exorcism.
Somehow still surviving with the Spirit Siphon,
I mean, you see,
but
you remember
a
how
lot.
he died previously on the high ground? Look at where he's standing. Like, he always has this bad habit where I was trying very hard to face, but he always doesn't seem to understand like when he should back off. Like, there's no tower. There's no he has no ultimate. There's no point for him to stand up here to take the creeps here. So right now, Radiant does the counter smoke with 2 of the supports. They want to try to get reclaim the top area. So Pango will be a good kill here if they get him. I think O11's going to try to farm this camp. Start off with a grip.
Ooh, I think I was looking for the Fiend's Grip.
That was really quick reactions.
Now Old 11
That
on
was
the run.
wow. That was Oh, that was some godly reactions there by 011. Quick fingers.
Doesn't hold true to the name then. It's old 11. He shouldn't be that quick.
I think you have a point. You have a point?
Well, he didn't
It
he
does
used
not
to be
make
just
sense.
11, right? And then him and Old Chicken, or went to Old 11 and Old Chicken, right?
Yes, that is correct. He wanted to make him feel like he's on even ground. Everybody's. He try not to. No, he even at one point he he has young 11 as his tag.
Yeah, I think that was a while back though. Sylar with the 2 Wraith Bands going into the Dragonlance first. Take a look over at the Death Prophet, who is sitting here with a couple of components into the Yules, as well as a Bracer, Keen Optic early, and the Terrorblade, who really hasn't been bothered. Chalice, top of the net worth, going into the Manta to start. Also has a casual Ring of Tarask on him. So, at least for
does?
LGD, the Terrorblade
does?
has a Ring of Tarask.
Who doesn't want that item right now? Everybody buys that item. It's like a carry item. It's an off-lane item. And Evoker's being bought. Why again breaking? Here's the human ward, so allowing the DP to escape. Like this happens every time. He always knows that he should be in this area, breaking the. He's such a good, great position 5 player. He knows precisely when he needs to die for the greater. And now because of his sacrifice, they were able to get this wave out, and Underlord is able to push. Now the map is like this. This is great.
The tornado hits on a Jinkyu and they get the easy kill. They'll rotate one over, but it's way too late. And Faith Beyond now the only one over mid for a second, and it's nothing to say. And Innocence followed up.
That was a bit too greedy by the Lina. He had to stay back and clear the creep. He can't go again. Way too near the lane. Not the biggest deal. He's a support. So bounty rune spawning. Radiant seems like they're going to have only one bounty rune here because of the supports dying.
Innocence gets over to 2.
Oh, he gets. Wow. Daya actually didn't want to take that one. Well, I guess it's a bit risky for Terrorblade to pick up that one. I mean, it's understandable. So overall, Radiant didn't lose out on the bounty war. So they should be looking to access Roche with the DP popping level 12 soon. I think they should get Roche and use the Aegis to try and pressure. And wait for the next exorcism for that.
Definitely like to finish off this Yule's, not too far away from it. 50 gold. They have the Exorcism ready. They're pushing out towards mid. Question is, are Dire going to be so complacent in potentially letting EHOME do this as Innocence walks up the high ground? And Pit of Malice is down. Nightmare is okay, but he's still
Better
dead.
him than Underlord. They're trying to kill Faith Beyond, like he's very, very tanky.
And the disarm out on him. He's trying to run Pit of Malice. Not going to matter. They get the kill. The False Promise preemptively out on Old 11. And they get the kill on both the Underlord as well as the Bane. That might be giving up Roche.
Yeah, once again, the Underlord was like playing so far up. I really feel like it should always be Lina pushing his lane though. Like, no one else should really. Like, if the Underlord wants to push the lane, he's gonna just drop his Firestorm and he never approaches the lane. And Wyatt, once again, is gonna be Curse Crown. And they should know there's some vision nearby. Trying to reclaim the bottom area. Oracle is just trying to wait for his TP to come off cooldown. There's excellent vision around this area.
Fiend's Grip out onto the Dark Willow. We'll get the kill with the Laguna Blade.
And 011 claims the tier 1 at middle. That's a very, very important tower for Dire to claim there. And right now TB is across the map. This is perfect. He has all the space he wants at top. And bottom lane they should run and avoid the Radiant. Oracle is allowed to die, nothing more. And Kanga is pushing mid, TV is pushing top. Invoker even cleared the wave before. That's excellent play from LGD. And now he teleports top to join the TV to get this tower. Look at how they're moving. From here to here, from here to here to here. They cleared the wave, and this tower should be under pressure. Radiant has to respond to pushing out the wave first before they can move towards defending the tower at top. And their TPs are cool. So by doing those few small little things, those quick moves, they're able to pressure the tower. Underlord, is he gonna be alone? He's in trouble.
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, this is just Radiant not expecting, like Dire, this is more of Dire making a really, really good move. Like how they transition. I think that the Invoker did, what the Invoker and Pangolin did, those two things may look simple, but it's not easy to achieve that on a team, you know, being on the same page, how they're moving so quickly. That's a very, very top tier play.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Why even send the Underlord up there? Nah, that seems like it's a TP just to die.
He didn't. Yeah, but he didn't expect them to be here already so quickly. He wanted to get there first because his TP was on cooldown, so he needed to use the Dark Rift, which is a longer cut, longer teleport delay, and he didn't feel like he was gonna die quickly enough. Like he expected that he could just go down. Maybe if they go on him, he can last a few more seconds so his teammates could react to it, but it wasn't the case. So it was more like Dire outsmarting him, outplaying him. And is that going to be Roshan for Dire? Actually, no. Probably not. I think TV doesn't really want to go for it. He TP's bot. He's going for Aghanim's on Terrorblade. Interesting.
This is...
Why do you... So what's the purpose of going the Axe? So you can use the fear when the DP is closing the gap on you? Or what's the idea here? Is it really that game winning? The Axe?
It's just the fear, right?
Yeah, I mean, I understand the fear is much better right now because you can control it. Before, you can't control it. The fear happens when you transform into the range of form. I have some sad news for you.
Yeah.
Actually, not for you. It's from government just announced extended lockdown till the end of the month. So I'll be here to keep you company for the rest of the month.
I mean, that's good. I'm happy. I like the company. I mean, I'd enjoy if we all got to go outside and have fun again, but, you know, it's always nice.
How about a tennis match?
I'd used to play some tennis. I'd be down. But nothing to say. He gets slammed down and he gets killed off.
Yep, that was the watch here. Like they saw the DP walking past this area, so they are able to pinpoint his position.
Grip onto the Terrorblade. Can they get the kill? They've got the LSA as well as the Laguna Blade. They'll get the kill on the Chalice. They'll take out the TV. Ends up slowing down that Ags, which still seems a little bit questionable to me. But the Yules, now the Silence out onto the Dark Will. They missed the stun. They've got the Tornado hitting on a Faith Beyond. The sweep is out on an X Nova. Innocence now focused by Old 11 to get the kill. There is Chalice technically. First crown pops, swashbuckle back, disarming this Underlord. Great pit of Malice, but the damage won't be enough, and it won't matter anyway because they get the false promise out to save his life. Now they need to try and Dark Rift away. Jin-Q and Sylar, I don't know why he's on the edge of that.
What happened to No Man Gets Left Behind? Maybe he didn't pay his Uber fees. That's why he got left behind.
1 star.
Pay your bills. Pay your bills next.
1 star.
That was a big turnaround. It was a big kill. and that's gonna slow down the push. The push hasn't really, kick in for Radiant with this Death Offer, Underlord, Draw. They have to try to speed up the pace of the game. With the rate the game is going right now, Daya is gonna eventually carry the game with this TP.
Bounty.
I mean, all those deaths have been. I mean, you remember all those like singular deaths like here, the DP dying here, and then it was the Lina dying again. Like all those 1-2 deaths, I mean, are really bad for like when you have this kind of timing lineup where you need to push. That's why I always stress the importance of the line. To me, this is like the foundation of the game. I hope you can graduate with flying colors next time.
Am I gonna be able to walk? For graduation, do I get my gown? Do I get my cap?
Radiant's bottom
Well,
tower
you get a
is under
cosmetic,
attack.
the draw cosmetic you so love. Not enough, I guess. You're greedy. What do you want? What cosmetic do you want? Tell me.
Do I get to graduate in the Alpine Ursa class?
Well, that one is out of the question. That is beyond greed.
Bramble May is out on the Innocence, but they were thinking about throwing the Terror Eyes out there. Rolling Thunder coming through. Yules backs up over into the Death Prophet as well as the Underlord. Now the Nightmare is out onto the Invoker. They'll pull that off. Dark Willow now into the Shadow Realm. They've got
False
the
Promise.
Fiend's Grip onto the Invoker. And the False Promise is there, but they get the kill on the F-Y. They look for more as Chalice, he's pushed back for a moment with the Spirit Siphon on him. He's got these illusions doing some sort of damage. Sour trying to move forward for a second, look over at Chalice, but unable to catch up, and EHOME unable to get anything more than just the Dark Willow.
Wait, I don't see the fear spell. He has X, but I don't see the spell. Is that a bug? Do you see it? When you click on him, you don't, right?
It's not a spell. It's when he casts Metamorphosis. It's an outward cone, isn't it?
No, they changed it so you can control it. You have a fear spell when you buy Aghanim's in meta form. It doesn't get. You don't cast it when you turn it on anymore. You just you have an extra ability to use during meta. One charge, one time. It's a one-time thing.
I didn't see
90
it there
second
either.
cooldown. So in theory, you pop your meta, you pop your fear if you have refresher, and you have Aghanims, you have double fear. Because it's a standalone ability.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
We'll see if Ags ends up being the right choice.
Dire's courier has been killed.
Casual career,
Dire's middle tower is under
running past the tier 2. So right now this DP has to be very careful. The last time he was pushing his lane, he died when he was running back. Because he didn't choose the TP, so he has to choose the TP right now. If he doesn't TP, he's gonna get caught. This is what you need to do when you are under the line, when you are near the line, you need to remember you are in a red zone. So you need to do everything as quickly as possible, respect the curfew, and go home. That's what the DP did. TP'd home after he bought his groceries here.
Fiend's Grip on the Invoker once again. Right click's coming through, but the Terror Eyes will be there. So Invoker survives. The rest of the
no.
Dire
Draw.
show up, and this is problematic for the Radiant as they'll lose Innocence and Sylar. Quick 1-2 there for LGD.
Oh, we're just getting.
I mean, that was really strange because they already knew, right? The Dire is coming up. That's why the DP TP'd back to base. But then they still decided to go for this kill. They had no ward here. If the draw wanted to be around here, the Bane has to be here to open the vision, not try to kill the Invoker. That was like a way too dangerous move. I think with that, they gave LGD the rush. This is gonna allow them to, I think, most likely have a huge advantage in this game going forward. They should be able to draw this game towards 35-40 minutes so that TB can finish the game. I mean, I say that, but TB is already strong enough to finish the game right now if he's able to win the fight and siege your high ground. I mean, I'm not sure how good this Aghanims is, Personally, I prefer to have a, you know, and a Skadi.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Don't worry, Bkop. We're heading into a rubber game. More Dota for you.
Radiant's middle tower has
More work for us. More Dota for everyone.
We'll
I
see
think
if
that's a
I'll still be on. I'm dropping frames left and right here. The ISP is not with me again.
We gotta stay on the move.
It's been pretty rough.
Well, it is very rough for EHOME right now.
Yeah, I mean they're only down
The game is
2K,
slowly
but
sleeping.
Innocence, he's gonna get caught once again.
Is that the Skadi in the career? He killed the career. What was in the career?
I don't think it was Scotty. It might have been one of the ulti orbs. No, not even. He got the ulti orb delivered.
Oh, so it's an empty career. Okay, never mind. I thought there was like some part of the Skadi inside. All right, Drow Ranger. No dust. Thompson Invoker would have the dust there.
Curse Crown again. Good Pit of Malice, but no follow-up to that. With such a good lane there for the Underlord, too, it feels like he's been kind of ineffective.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
He's got some utility for the team going into the pipe. He's got the mech, as well as the Crimson Guard.
Bottom tower has fallen.
It's just not enough at this juncture.
His teammates didn't allow him to shine because the DP you didn't really see the DP going to the Underlord so that they can push together. It didn't really happen because of those one or two pickoffs that ruin all the momentum. I mean, this is LGD's game to lose right now. They are in total control. And Drow doesn't outcarry the TV even if you get agonies on Drow. They are pretty much slowly dying. This is a terminal case. Terminal diagnosis.
It's the death of
For
1,000 cuts.
Yep.
What? I mean, it's not like they're down so much, but what's their comeback potential in this?
They are not down so much, but they're down a lot because of how the lineups work against each other. Like Radiant's lineup is supposed to have a lead going into the late game.
Faith Beyond. See if they
This
can get
TV
the kill
is
onto the Underlord. Here
unstoppable.
comes TV. They did get the control on him for a second with the LSA. Faith Beyond still trying to do whatever he
rolling
can.
Thunder.
Oh, wow. Rolling Thunder and the Terrorize. It hit 4 people. They get the kill onto the Underlord. They look to finish him off as the Rolling Thunder then hits on a Nothing to Say. Curse Crown pops. Right click's coming in from Zhao on the high ground, but it still isn't looking like it's enough. Now this time I can see the Terror Wave. And that will cause the, well, EHOME to be back a little bit. The right click's coming in. Innocence ends up dead. They've got the Yules once again. Nothing to say with the BKB being popped. They've got the LSA as well as the kill. They'll take out the first life.
Well,
And they get
they
more.
want to keep the game going. Let's go.
Chalice now on the run. LSA hits again. The Meteor out on Nothing to Say. Nightmare won't be enough to keep him alive. Chalice, though, he might end up dead on this. One more right click is all they need. The Dragon Slave comes through. They get the kill to the Terror Blade. But it cost them dearly.
The greed, man. They could have just sieged the base and not chase.
Damage on the Jinkyu, though. This illusion.
I still think they're in firm control of the game. There's a minor hiccup, I would say. Wait for the next push. But that could have been like 1 or 2 lanes of Rex if the TV didn't dive. He wasted his Aegis and Metamorphosis. Shit happens, Bkop.
Is that enough to, put them in potential chance of, throwing the game a little bit?
Not yet. I mean, I think Drow, if you actually reach to the point where you can actually, when you get Aghanim's and when you have your level 25, I'm not sure if you could out carry a TB. In theory, Terrorblade should always be stronger than the draw, but I've never seen it get to that. Because I know the way draw works is like you fall off and then you hit like a super timing when you get your level 20, your level 25. And you have X, Maelstrom, you can kill all the illusions. But I don't think he can out-carry the Terrorblade. So here we go, Terrorblade round 2.
Tornado EMP on a nothing to say. Uses the Yules. Coming forward though is Somnus. They'll find themselves a little bit of vision out onto the Pangolier. The Yules is out there for old 11. Alright, trying to put the pressure on, thinking about that Rolling Thunder, ends up stopping it. Looking high ground once again. But Roche is up potentially in a minute 30. Would they be complacent to just sit back and farm until Roche is up? Maybe look for a second Aegis to try and high ground with?
Yeah, they should just take this area, sit under the ward when they can, and wait for Roche. There's no reason to risk anything. They're in firm control of the game. Well, they're trying to fight here in the jungle.
And Mouse comes in, Nightmare out, Innocence trying to survive, Gus comes through, but there's the Terror Wave coming in from Chalice. The right clicks will take out the Bane, nothing to say, trying to do all it can with the BKB, but the right clicks feel like it's doing so much damage. The Exorcism now, Chalice backs off for a moment as the Rolling Thunder goes to the back lines, Terrorize flying through. No, it's been stopped. Got the Pit of Malice for a second, but Sylar ends up dead. They look over at old 11 as the Disarm is out onto the Death Prophet. Sunder's been used, and now it's time to try and get out of this. But Tornado and the Dark Rift is the escape.
Can they? Not sure if they can get a tower though. They didn't get to kill on a lot. You should be able to defend the tower. Wow. Nice. Nice Fate's Edict. Dodges the Laguna Blade.
Taking the tier 3, but in terms of
they really
racks,
shouldn't be forcing the high ground right now. There's no need to rush. They just need to wait for the next meta. Why are they trying to force the issue so much? I think they should just wait. Camp here, wait for Roche. Take the high ground. Now there's 70 seconds before the next meta. Roche is spawning in 1 minute. So that should give them enough time for the meta to come off cooldown.
FY working on a Hex. 4 staff for the Underworld. Death Prophet, well, doesn't have anything on the way. Has that BKB as well as that Yule's ready to go. And Swashbuckle with the Cursed Crown, but the Nightmare as well as the Fiend's Grip coming through onto old 11, but they've got the False Promise, so he's able to continue on rolling. Terrorize hits onto the Underlord. As Rolling Thunder bounces a little bit, they get the stun out on a couple of these heroes, and now with the False Promise done, they'll try to back off, but there's the Yules, there's the Laguna. Sunder from the Terrorblade to try and keep the Invoker alive. They've got to disarm the BKB being popped here by nothing to say. They've got the kill there out onto the Invoker. And at least get one.
Not really on the same page there though. They took the fight when the meta was like what 20 seconds off cooldown. That was not the fight for them to take. Even though Terrorblade was like I have a DD, I'm coming, but I don't have Metamorphosis. So they just kind of didn't wait for the DD plus the meta. I think once they have that, yeah, sure, go ahead and fight. But they fought without it, so pay the price.
Now the question is, who's going to get this Roche? They do have Metamorphosis ready for it. As well as Sunder going into the Daedalus, and there's the jump forward on Sylar. He is in so much trouble, but Dust. It lands on Sylar, and the Shadow Realm Strike is there. They've used the Rolling Thunder now.
Bane is here trying to play some wards. That's a very, very good ward right now for the current situation where Roshan is going to be the next point of contention. This is all or nothing Rosh. Winner takes it all. Aghanims on Underlord. So you buff. So the idea is you want to buff your Drow so she can carry you. And clear the illusions. Not sure if it's better than like something like a Shiva or Halberd against the TPD. I kinda like the Shivas. Oh, DP is building Shivas. Okay, never mind.
Dato is finished for Chalice. Bottom pushing in a little bit. Or at least trying to get the push in to try and grab a tower. Meanwhile, though, CA just into the hands of Chalice once again.
Alright. If they play their cards right, this should be the nail in the coffin for EHOME to bring us to a rubber game. Alright, the way EHOME needs to have a chance in the fight is they have to smoke and go around. They need to kill the Oracle, like try to jump on the Oracle and kill the Oracle first. If that doesn't happen, then they are probably not gonna win that fight. Gotta loop around. They need to do that.
$10K net worth lead for LGD right now. Old 11 almost swashbuckling himself onto the cliff, but it's okay. He's got Shield Crash as well as a Blink Dagger just in case. Now moving bottom, though, is Innocence to try and push out this wave towards top. His Faith be honest, he goes out to push a wave again. He'll have the Ags in 400 gold,
Radiant's bottom barracks are under attack.
but he'll have to Dark Rift to back up as the fight is already on. Got the Rolling Thunder, and Pit of Malice comes in, but there's the Terror Wave, hits on everybody. Xingqiu just about 3-tap there, but he's able to escape, I believe popping a smoke just to get back into the base. They look over at Nothing to Say. There's the Yules staying alive for now, but they've got the silence on for these heroes. BKB's been popped by Nothing to Say with the Lotus Orb there. Got the disarm, they're holding these racks.
Alacrity Daedalus TV.
Oh, Innocence. Getting destroyed. The meta duration's almost out and they haven't lost any of their racks.
Yep, that's thanks to the Underlord, Crimson Guard, and the Atrophy Aura. They still have time on these Aegis, so they should be able to use it again with the next meta one more time.
Swashbuckle forward, they've got the disarm on a Sylar, but now he'll pop the BKB. The axe is picked up by the Underlord. Will this be enough damage here for Sylar to defend this base? They look now over towards the Pangoliers, Rolling Thundering and through, and hitting a bunch of these heroes on the side of EHOME, really disrupting the fight constantly. And it's into the Rolling Thunder and then a blink in deep. I mean, how many times is he going to be allowed to just jump in like that?
They have to be careful though. TB has no meta. He does not want to take that fight, even though it was a. It seemed like a great Rolling Thunder disrupting so many heroes, but they have no meta. That is the spell that they have to play with. No metamorphosis, no fight. Wait on high ground.
Dire are scanning.
We see a smoke towards bot, trying to secure the outpost.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Innocence.
Radiant's middle tower.
Yules comes in, LSA not gonna land. Yules uses of his own. Now they've got the Fiend's Grip out into the Pangolier, but here comes the Terrorize out. So this is trouble for Innocence, who will be killed off for his transgressions. And now the Laguna Blade, not enough damage. The False Promise is in, but they Dark Rift away. Nothing to say. Oh, Abyssal. That's just been finished recently there for old 11. The BKB is popped up for nothing. Dead anyway. Dead for 82 seconds. And this is LGD just dismantling them for the moment. He's got meta off cooldown. Chalice gets hit with the stun there, looking for the Rolling Thunder as well as the blink in. Swashbuckle hits onto the Underlord. Still trying to secure themselves this bottom rack. So LSA hits once again, but they just don't have the damage to get anything done here on the Chalice, who will pop that Metamorphosis. Now has that Terror Wave. Rolling Thunder and the Bramble Maze hits onto Sylar. They've also got the Hex. This is again deep from Chalice, but I think this time it'll be worth it. They got the Fear out. BKB's been popped by Sylar. They don't have the Death Prophet to really try and chase Chalice back, though. Guna Blade comes through. They get the kill on old 11. Now FY ends up dead. They don't have buyback on these heroes. Sylar was killed, but, well, he was able to buy back 4 staff away from Chalice, but they've got the Yules. Can they lock him up with the LSA? Yes, they can. They've got X-Nova nearby with the False Promise if needed. And the Aegis has now expired, so this gets a little bit more risky here for the Terrorblade. Illusion's trying to do all he can as they've got the heals coming in from X-Nova, but the chase is still on from EHOME. Chalice trying to get out. Shot comes in. Sylar still moving forward. They've got the Invoker back to help them as it's a 3v5, but this is a chase that EHOME just aren't catching up to. Run all the way through the lane, and they're unable to catch any of these heroes on LGD.
Oh, they got what they came for. They have the melee Rex. Terrorblade didn't die. I think he should just buy a refresher though. I don't think the butterfly is needed. He just needs a second meta and a second big hit. That's it. Like, he has more than enough damage. Spell Prism. Alright. Who do you give it to? Invoker?
It should be, right?
Is it Pangolier? No, Pangolier has Flicker.
Death Prophet's got the Spell Prism right now, and then Invoker picks up the Spell Prism for LGD. So they smoke up. They're going to try and take maybe their second set of racks. It's been, what, 3 attempts at bottom just to get 1 set of racks. Abyssal Blade used here onto the Underlord. Now can they get this Underlord out? Faith Beyond on the run. The Cursed Crown is there as well as the Bramble Maze. They've got the Disarm on Nothing to Say. Pit of Malice locks up Chalice. Fiend's Grip now. Terrorize hits onto the Bane again, but they get the kill on old 11. He doesn't have buyback once more. Now they look over at X-Nova. Faith Beyond continuing to run forward. They kill off the Oracle. He's gone for 94 seconds without buyback. Again, LGD get caught with their pants down.
I mean, why is he going in so deep? Like, just fight around the Terrorblade. He's just trying to do too much. He thinks that he's always overly focusing on trying to disrupt the backline without considering that the fight is too far away. Like, there was no need for him to disrupt the backline if they can't even get to the fight.
A lot of commitment for not a lot of results.
Dire's middle tower is under
Oh, they need to be very, very careful with the next move though. If they somehow die without buyback, they could lose the Rex.
So Rage picked up by
Roshan is gonna be up
Sylar.
soon. They don't want to lose this next Roshan, the third Roshan. It's a refresher.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Man's burning. Dire's middle tower has fallen.
So Roche's 2.5 minutes probably benefiting LGD more than anything. Gives them enough time to, you know, regroup and figure out their next move. Does it come down to this Axe on Terrorblade maybe not being the right pickup? Or is it just way past that? It's just the positioning and then the
it's just
overextensions?
the way they are playing. Like, 011 has been trying to do too much. Yeah, I mean, it's a common
Faith
fault
Beyond.
with players.
He is very far out. And they've got the Cursed Crown as well as the Terrorize. Now Chalice coming over. They'll look for the Sunstrike, and they've got the kill. He does not have buyback, and that is...
That should be GG.
He's only 178 gold short.
There's no bounty runes to save you.
Oy, just passing the timing. That is way far out. Not where you need to
Radiant's
be.
bottom barracks are under attack. Radiant's bottom barracks.
If they can somehow grab a tower,
Radiant's
grab something.
are fortified.
Still a minute away from coming back. Chalice now hit with the Nightmare, but they got the tier 3.
Has fallen.
And they're going to continue forward with Metamorphosis. And let's see what they can get. Bramble Maze Tornado coming through. That Tornado hits onto 3. Down the Rolling Thunder as well as the Abyss Blade hitting onto the Bane as well as the Hex. They commit a lot here onto the Bane, but Bane now gets the Fiend's Grip out onto the Pangolier. They are claiming themselves the mid-set of racks. The False Promise comes in from X-Nova. Is this enough for them to be okay with their commitment? Yules is out onto the Pangolier, but he blinks away. The BKB's been popped by Sylar. Tornado's thrown from Somnus, but EHOME continuing to push the issue, and it may not be where they want to go. Still without the Underlord.
Well, they just need to wait for the meta. No need to risk anything at all. Roshan is up right now. Radiant's last play is to get a Rosh. If they can get a Rosh, maybe they can still come back in the game.
Aegis Cheese Refresher would certainly be the item that you wanted instead of the Ags to have yourself that double exorcism, but they've got the Hex onto Sylar as well as the Terrorize coming through. Otisor placed on him as BKB's been popped by Chalice. Chalice looking over at Faith Beyond. Faith Beyond's been rooted up by the Bramble Maze, but the damage coming in onto Faith Beyond is just overwhelming. He does not have buyback once again. Chalice starting to go all the way through this Radiant side, and with the Cataclysm, they are able to claim the life of this Bane and do a lot of damage to the Radiant side. Chalice ends up getting that Sunder off, looks over at Sylar with the Nightmare. Is it going to be enough to keep him alive? He's also got the Manta into the Silver Edge, and I believe they hit that dust, so they'll have the damage to get the kill, and he is gone without buyback. So it was thoughts maybe that they were going to go for Roche or have that availability, but now it looks like this game is just going to end, especially with nothing to say, ending up dead. So a 3v5 to try and defend, and Exorcism off cooldown in just 8 seconds. Nightmare out, tier 4. First one goes down. Bramble Maze laid out. You got 93 seconds without Sylar, 40 seconds without your Underlord, and now the Ancient's exposed. Doesn't look like EHOME's going to have the tools necessary to try and survive on this as the Cataclysm comes in again. They kill off Jin-Q. They'll take out Nothing to Say, and GG will be called. We're going to a game 3. So finally, LGD take that game.
Those small little things just cost EHOME like way too much. Just 1 or 2 kills. Playing on the line when they shouldn't be playing on the line. Because they are all about like the timing push, you know. They initially did really well in the lanes. They won all their lanes, top, middle, and bottom, slightly. It's not like a huge win, but they won all their lanes. And then they couldn't really transition into the mid game fast enough. They killed all the tier 1 towers, but they couldn't kill the tier 2 towers quickly enough. Didn't get Roshan early, so they couldn't ramp up the pace of the game due to all these small delays that they're always running into during the pace of the game. So just LGD all the game towards the later portion, the late game, go into the late game with this Terrorblade and just eventually winning the game.
Yeah, LGD, they end up outlasting the early game pressure from EHOME. Chalice 10-2 and 15 goes to that early Ags on the Terrorblade. 10-4 and 18 here for FY, who played a great game on this Dark Will, but even Old 11 on this Pangolier. Rolling Thunder with the Blink Abyssal, just a lot of ground that you can cover and really disrupt the fight of EHOME. So they push it to a game 3. We'll see who takes the series, 1 apiece. LGD versus EHOME, game 3 coming up next. They're right there.